All right, let's just finish up here and go through Unit 10. And those would be problems, I believe, 15 through 15, 16, 15 through 18 for those. All right, true, false. I'm going to break these up in two because I'll talk about it in a little bit. All right, identify the following as true or false. Well, for the first three here, and I'll explain why here, it's true, true, false. Remember, in log form, the B is your base, the P is your power, N is your number. B is your base. Hold on one second. Okay, so there's your base. Power equals the number, so it's always in that format. So that's true. All right, this is an important thing, like with rational functions or rational powers. Square root is x to the 1/2. Cube root is x to the 1/3. And for C, that's a false. If natural log of x equals y, natural log automatically has a base of e. It's unwritten. So this would be e to the y equals x. That would make that true. So that one is false. D, E, and F. Okay, this is true. This is false. This is true. And this goes through some of the rules for logs. You're going to have to know these basic rules here. When you have log of m plus log of n, it means you multiply those two together. Those will be equivalent. If you have log of m minus log of n, that is where you divide. Log of m minus log of n equals log of m divided by n. And this is your power rule. Now, I'll come back to this in a second, but this goes back to if you have the log of x squared, that equals 2 log of x. The power can go out in front. Well, -1, okay, would go down in front, so it'd be -1 log of x. And I don't need to write the 1, so that just becomes negative log of x. People get confused because there's no constant there. So if you have a negative log of x, you can treat that as -1, and it'll move into the exponent. So that one is true. So true, false, true for 15, the last three. Okay, using the properties. You need to go one at a time, and you need to use the order of operations from left to right. So first of all, anytime you got a constant in front, it becomes a power. I don't usually worry about the minus as a power in these situations. So this becomes log of x to the 4th minus log of y plus log of w squared. That's a minus, so that means we can condense it as a division problem. So it's log x to the 4th over y plus log of w squared. Now that's a plus, so that means we multiply those two together. So log of x to the 4th over y times w squared. Well, we need to write that in its simplest form. When I multiply those together, that's like w squared over 1. I get log of x to the 4th w squared all over y. That will be my final answer. Do not try to do the plus first. You go in order of operations. Negative, a minus and a plus is the same. You do whichever one comes first. Log of x to the 4th, w squared over y. Okay, for part B, 3, 2, 5. Those all will become powers. That becomes log of x plus 4 cubed minus log of x minus 7 squared plus log of x minus 2 to the 5th power minus log of x squared. I don't need to do anything with that. We can't do anything with this x plus 4. Like you cannot distribute that log. You just got to leave it, and we work from left to right, 2 at a time. If that's a minus, that means we divide. Log of x plus 4 to the 3rd power over x minus 7 squared. Now remember, every time we condense, you condense it from 2 logs down to 1 log. Plus log of x minus 2 to the 5th minus log of x squared. I multiply. Okay, since that's a plus, I condense it to 1 log, and I take these two and multiply it by the x minus 2 to the 5th will end up equaling what I have here. The x plus 4 squared, or no, that should be a cubed. And then the x minus 2 to the 5th power will be in the numerator. X minus 7 squared will be in the denominator. 1 log minus log of x squared. Now that's a minus, which means I'm going to divide this one by this one. So here you got to watch your algebra. So I'm just going to do it on the side to be, and let me do it down here. Just those pieces. So you're really taking x plus 4 cubed, x minus 2 to the 5th over x minus 7 squared, all divided by x squared. Well, when I divide a fraction by something, that's the same as multiplying by 1 over x squared, which means when I'm done, that x squared is going to be in the denominator. So when I'm done, it should be log x plus 4 cubed times x minus 2 to the 5th power over, and this x squared, doesn't matter which order I put it in, I'll put x minus 7 squared times x squared. Those two bottom, doesn't matter the order or the top. All right, there's my condensed form. A single log for my final answer. Solving equations. This one here has a single log, this one doesn't. So this is like we need to convert it to exponential form. So 4 is my base. This 3 is my power, and it's going to equal 3x plus 4. So 4 cubed equals 3x plus 4. 64 equals 3x plus 4. Subtract 4. I get 60 equals 3x. Divide by 3, x equals 20. All right, one thing about logs, you cannot take the log of a 0 or a negative number. So you always need to check your answer to see whether it will give us, when we substitute it in, whether it will give us 0 or a negative number. Now, 3 times 20 is 60. 60 plus 4 is 64, so that one's okay. So we're good there. The second one. All right, this is a little bit different because each term has a log in it. Remember, if it doesn't have a base here, it's automatically base 10. But what we need to do is simplify each side so there's a single log equals a log. So we're using our rules from the last problem, condensing. So I take log, don't want red, I don't know why. So I'm going to condense this by multiplying x times x minus 2 equals log of 3x. And that becomes log of x squared minus 2x equals log of 3x. All right, here's the big difference. Up here, this just had a single log on the left-hand side. That was a constant. So I went 4 cubed equals 3x plus 4. If you got a log of a quantity equals the log of a quantity, you basically can just, I'm oversimplifying things, but those logs will just cancel out. And you'll get x squared minus 2x equals 3x. And now we're going to solve this. Easiest way to solve this one. Subtract 3x. You get x squared minus 5x equals 0. If I factor out an x, then I get x equals 0 for this answer. I get x equals 5. You got to go back to the very original problem Substitute them in. Will it give me a 0 or a negative? If I substitute in 0 for this and this one, I get a negative and I get a 0 in all cases. That one has to be thrown out. I need to see that answer, and you need to show that it gets thrown out, however. And then x equals 5, you plug that in. That's a positive number. That's a positive number. That's a positive number. So x equals 5. That is our final answer. Okay, but you got to show me 0 doesn't work. Those are two equations. All right, let's take a look at this last one here. We got Newton's law of cooling. I will definitely give you the formula in this format or set it up for you. It says to the nearest whole minute, at what time t is the soup's temperature 120 degrees Fahrenheit? 120 will go in for the f of t. So you're going to get 120 equals 68 plus 144 e to the negative 0.04 t. All right, now be careful there. You don't have a lot of room, but there's a negative there. You got to show me your work. You got to show me how you're solving this problem. I cannot just have an answer pop up. Minus 68. You cannot combine 68 and the 144 because the 144 is a coefficient here. You must subtract the 68. So I take 120 minus 68. It gives me 52 equals 144 e to the negative 0.04 t. What we want to do is we want to isolate this e to the negative 0.04 t. Divide by 144. Now I'm going to keep everything as fractions till the very end. And actually 52 over 144, both of those are divisible by 4, and that will reduce. 52 divided by 4 is 13. 144 divided by 4 is 36. So that reduces to 13 over 36. So just to make it a little bit easier, I'll make that 13 over 36 equals e to the negative 0.04 t. Okay, you really got two choices. You either take the natural log of both sides, or you can convert this to natural log form. What I mean by that is if you got y equals e to the x, that is equivalent to the natural log of y equals x. Okay, because that's our base. So I can write this as the natural log of 13 over 36 equals negative 0.04 t. So now I don't have an exponent in, or I don't have the variable in the exponent. Now it's as a coefficient in front of it. And I can divide. So you take natural log of 13 over 36 equals negative 0.04 t. Divide by negative 0.04. And I'm using my calculator here. So you do natural log, which is ln. And in this case, you have to use natural log. You cannot use the log button. 13 divided by 36 divided by negative 0.04. In the directions say round to the nearest minute, to the nearest whole minute. So 25.46, the nearest whole minute would be 25. So t would equal 25 minutes. Okay, that's it for your exam review. I will see you either the 14th or the 21st. Good luck on all your other exams as well.